Our top story this hour, the financial crisis in Greece has taken a violent turn today as angry protesters take to the streets and clash with law enforcement. Greek police used tear gas grenades to disperse an angry mob of rioters in Athens. Protesters even set a bank building on fire, killing 3 people inside. The chaos comes amid a 24-hour nationwide strike that left thousands of flights grounded, shut down ports, schools, and even left many hospitals understaffed. And joining me to talk more about the Greek riots and if something similar would happen here in the United States is radio host Alex Jones. Alex, do you think what's happening in Greece right now is what's going to happen here in this country, too?
Yes, if we don't reverse the criminal tide. Back in 2002, the BBC reporter Greg Pallas got internal IMF and World Bank documents where they talked about their 100-point plan where they go in, get countries in debt through derivatives, then they have the nation basically pay them by seizing the population's pension funds and raising taxes, and then they call it the IMF riot. They know the people are going to riot. That then further destroys the economy, and then the national government, under the control of the private banking cartel, has an excuse to come in and crack down on the population. The Greeks are being told that after paying into their pension funds large portions of their paycheck, that they're going to have to lose at least half of their pension fund money, and that the taxes are going to be raised in the nation. They're also talking about turning over Greek territory, islands, and national parks to Goldman Sachs and others who sold them the fraudulent paper. Iceland has said no, but Greece is going along with this, and now we see that Portugal and Spain are in trouble, and this is being done by design. And yes, the very same banking interests that are setting up this world government and openly bragging about it are now turning their eyes to Western Europe, England, and the United States, not just Southern Europe and, of course, some of the countries that are in the Mediterranean. So this is a global financial takeover. This is financial terrorism by design. This is completely staged and is the beginning of a global incremental meltdown that is to transfer all nation-state power to the global private banking cartel known as the New World Order.
So, Alex, what's interesting to me is that Obama administration officials and other public officials keep making these appearances on TV saying that we're heading out of this recession and that things are better and that, you know, the recession is over. Do you think they're purposely misleading people then?
Absolutely. One of the top analysts, Mark Faber, is saying China in the next year, a 90% chance is going to go completely bankrupt. This has been engineered, and so they're stalling the public while the banks steal trillions of dollars. The banking reform bill was written by the big banks. It only gives them more power over smaller regional banks that are actually loaning the population money. And so they know exactly what they're doing, and they want to implement a collapse here in the U.S. I mean, they tell us we have 10% unemployment. All the other private analysts say above 22%. They tell us that inflation is a lot lower than it is. I mean, believe me, I have Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I sell documentary films. I have radio sponsors. They are all hurting. We have seen our revenue go way down. Businesses are shutting down all over the place. This economy is only getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm in an area in the nation that's better off than many, like Michigan, California, Florida, New York, New Jersey. We have a whole bunch of the states on the verge of going bankrupt. California massively increased taxes, but less revenue came in. They know that. The carbon taxes, all of this is meant to bankrupt the economy so the nation goes bankrupt, so the private central banks can come in and take over our country.
Okay, Alex,
kick the oligarchs out.
I want to ask you also specifically about those riots going on in Greece. I mean, it's interesting to me because although we have the Tea Partiers who are, you know, protesting and they have massive numbers, we really aren't seeing a massive public movement or outrage against bankers like what you're seeing going on in Greece. I mean, why do you think that is? Do you think people are apathetic or they don't know what's going on? I mean, do you think that those riots that are happening in Greece, they're turning violent now, 3 people are dead, do you think that could ever happen here in the United States?
Yes. The United States is not as far along in this globalization process as Greece and Iceland are. But there were riots on and off for a year in Iceland until the government backed off. And the same thing's now happening in Greece. if they tell the American people, as Bloomberg is reporting, that the federal government wants to take all or part of private and public pension funds, it will become violent. And I do not want that to happen, because that is also part of the IMF and World Bank's plan. They want to destroy every sovereign nation on earth. It is the people of the planet against the private central banking cartel, and we are in real danger of a total financial collapse. The military admits they are training to take on the Tea Partiers, to arrest citizens, to arrest media people. They are training for a Hitlerian or Stalinistic purge against the American people right now. There is no doubt.
Alex, I want to interrupt you really quickly because, you know, we love having your input on everything that, you know, comes across our news desk. And I want to show you and our viewers a commercial that's coming out of Pennsylvania. Let's take a look at that.
Your name is Tom. You live just off of 5th Street. Nice car, Tom. Nice house. What's not so nice is you owe Pennsylvania $4,212 in back taxes. Listen, Tom, we can make this easy. Pay online by June 18th, and we'll skip your penalty and take half off your interest. Because, Tom, we do know who you are.
Ooh, is it me, or was that a little bit freaky? I mean, what do you think about that, Alex? That's pretty intense stuff. The government zooming in on your house and finding you. I mean, just to remind people to pay their taxes. What's your take on that commercial?
Well, there's record numbers of foreclosures. People can't pay the property taxes that are being raised. FEMA has started a new flood insurance property tax. And so it's the government playing God, saying, basically, we're watching you from space. Nice car, nice house. You know, we're going to take this stuff from you. Pay us this money. But you can't squeeze blood out of a stone. The people don't have it. And so this is our government running this Orwellian intimidation against the people, and it's only outraging Pennsylvanians, and there's similar ads running in other states. And so they are really showing their true colors here, that our government is just absolutely out of control, and the United States is falling into tyranny. When the government openly starts trying to scare people and openly starts trying to intimidate them and threaten them with TV ads paid for with tax money, and when the PSAs, you know, become this big brother worship type stuff, you know you're in trouble. And this is a warning to the world. The republic is falling here in the United States. You should all be concerned, because once the bankers have full control of the Pentagon and the nukes, they plan to launch World War III against Iran, China, Russia, and others. The world is in danger.
Alex, with that warning, we're going to leave you. It's always great to hear your analysis.